Yo, what's going on, guys? ACL Flakes here. I mean, Crispy Flakes. You know what, man? I cannot start a Derrick Rose video like this. Honestly, man, this video here is to pay straight up respect to the man, Derrick Rose, aka the youngest to ever win the MVP award. So a lot of you guys have heard by now that Derrick Rose is actually deciding that he might want to retire from the NBA. But as of right now, it's just a leave of absence from the Cleveland Cavaliers to really decide what kind of relationship he wants to have with the game of basketball and the NBA going forward. Pretty much he's saying that he's sick and tired of all the attention and stress and just his mind due to all of his previous, current, and probably future injuries in the game of basketball. So for today's video, guys, this is actually for Derrick Rose fans and Chicago Bulls fans and really basketball fans alike. We are seeing how good the Chicago Bulls would be today if Derrick Rose never ever got injured. Let's be honest, man, if he was like the same MVP, there was no way in hell he'd be on the Cleveland Cavaliers making $2 million. There's no way he would have ever went to the Knicks. He would be on the Bulls competing for NBA championships. So I decided to have some fun with this. Let's check out this roster here, guys. I'm going to give you guys my mindset going into making this roster and kind of everything that goes up to that. So of course we have the best player on this team, guys, Derrick Rose. At this point he would be 29 years of age, and obviously, man, in his like max potential, right? So Derrick Rose was known for his athleticism. I mean, honestly, man, like in his MVP season when he averaged about 25 points per game, he shot a decent 33% from three. So assuming like his legs were right and everything, he never got injured, I honestly think that would have actually went up and he could have been a pretty decent three-point shooter. So we got him a B for that. Of course, his playmaking is always going to be good. You know, rebound decent because he's athletic. So a guy like Russell Westbrook in comparison, good IQ, good physicalness out there, potential is A+, of course. But here is where things also get interesting for his teammates. Of course, Jimmy Bucket's going to stay on the team. Anthony Davis. Yes, guys, believe it or not, Anthony Davis is from Chicago. So it makes sense that he would want to go to the Chicago Bulls in the future, you know, to play on this team with a star team like Derrick Rose and Jimmy Buckets. But also, a few seasons ago, there was actually a trade that was offered to the Pelicans in exchange for Anthony Davis. As we all know, Anthony Davis ended up signing an extension. But at the same time, man, like with this team right here, who knows what would have happened, because this was before the extension. So the mindset there is that, okay, Anthony Davis says, I no longer want to play for the Pelicans. And, you know, they get something back for him instead of just having him walk away in free agency like he could have, and then ultimately signing with the Chicago Bulls. So it's kind of like a what-if scenario. Of course, Jimmy Buckets, I mean, if he was on this team with Anthony Davis and Derrick Rose, no way he's getting traded over to the Timberwolves or anything like that. So we got him playing the small forward position. We got Joakim Noah. Also a little fun with him too, guys. We are going to assume he also never had injuries. So at his best, he was like an A2 overall center. A guy that was going to get you some rebounds, bring the energy. We all know him and his history with LeBron James and Cleveland Cavaliers. Absolutely hates them. So a great player you want on your team to compete against the best of the East in the Cleveland Cavaliers. Paul Gasol, we all know, was once on this team at the age of 37. We'll assume they signed him some money for a six-man role. I mean, sure, at times he could play maybe starting center over Joakim Noah if they want some more scoring from him. But, you know, at this point, I think he would best be suited as a six-man off the bench. Patrick Beverley, we're going to assume he's another player that was put on the team via trade or free agency, as he is also from Chicago, so why not go and play for the Chicago Bulls? Dwayne Wade, you know, he still wanted to sign with the team for Miami, so if this team was looking like this, I do think he would still be on this team. But at this point, he's also 35. His athleticism is not quite the same. Not due to injuries. It's just because, you know, he's just that type of player. A lot of his early days was based off athleticism. So 70 overall being 35, I'm kind of okay with that. Like, sure, maybe he'd be like in the 80, 81 range. But this looks, you know, about good enough for me. Also signed a guy like Monte Ellis, you know, bring some shooting to this team, and a guy that is a free agent currently, so why not go to the Bulls and be maybe a seventh man off the bench behind Dwayne Wade, or even at times if they need some more scoring, put him at the starting shooting guard position, can also handle the ball, be a point guard at times. Quincy Pondexter, we'll say he was involved in maybe, I don't know, Anthony Davis deal or something like that, and then just some other bench guys out here too. So yes, guys, what I want to do is I want to simulate this season, see how this team does out here, of course, and you know, talk a bit about Derrick Rose and really my thoughts about him, guys. I also want to hear your guys' thoughts on the comment section below. So for one, let's just say, how crazy is it this man once averaged 25 points per game, nearly 8 assists, 1 steal, and almost a block a game, guys, at the age of 22? What were we all doing at 22, man? I was out here freaking, I don't know, man, going to damn Chinese buffets, eating up the whole damn line, man. Like, I was the MVP of the Chinese buffet. But we got Derrick Rose at 22 being the MVP of basketball. Absolutely crazy. Then we all know that next season came around, that 2011-2012 season, where he did only play 39 games before going down with injury. And at that time, you know, people were just kind of like, you know what, this happens. Like, this is a part of basketball. Players get injured. until the 2012-2013 season. Well, one second, guys. Let me do this real quick here. Sign for remainder of season. And, all right. I'll just address that manually. I think we're good with that. Let me get the simulation going. Damn, we 19-2. I'm freaking talking about Derrick Rose. Not even paying attention to this record here. But yeah, then he did not play 2012-2013 season. 2013-2014 played 10 games, injury again. Then he played the 2015 season, played 51 games, played 66 in the 16th season, and then finally went to the Knicks and now the Cleveland Cavaliers, where just all this is catching up with him. And it just makes me believe, guys, how great do you think Derrick Rose would have been if he never got injured at all? Like, we're seeing the record right here. Like, this team's absolutely savage out in the Eastern Conference. Only lost 2 games so far, right? So we already know that much. But man, dude, like, I'm just saying, this dude could have been like the Michael Jordan of point guards. Honestly speaking, averaging 25 points at the age of 22, like by the time he hit 26 or 27, even in those injury-riddled seasons, he was still putting up nearly 20 points per game, man. His career averages is 19 points per game and 6 assists, and that's with playing more than half his seasons, you know, with injuries. So it's no, like, doubt in my mind that I don't think, you know, I think he could have averaged 30 to 36 points per game as a point guard, and maybe even, you know, roughly 10 assists. I think the best way to put him, I'm not saying like his play style is similar to this type of guy, but, you know, like a James Harden. I mean, James Harden, you know, he's in his prime now, right? And he never really had injury issues. I think he came in the league around the same time as Derrick Rose, maybe a little after him. I think he's a little bit younger than Derrick Rose. But yeah, man, just like a guy that runs a lot of ISO ball out there. You know, obviously James Harden's a better jump shooter than Derrick Rose, but at the same time, we don't know where Derrick Rose could have been, right? Plus, you add the potential of a Jimmy Buckets on this team. I mean, Jimmy Butler, the thing about that is that with Derrick Rose going down, that actually did allow Jimmy Butler to stand up as the leader of this team and really flourish and become the player he did anyway. So at the same time, it's like, yes, Derrick Rose went down, but who knows what Jimmy Buckets could have been on this team. Like, if Derrick Rose would have been healthy, maybe he would not have been as good. Maybe he would not have had the confidence to really lead the team. I don't think that's the case because, you know, just because you have one great player does not mean another player can't be great. I mean, look at the Golden State Warriors. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, of course, Anthony Davis. That was more just like a fun scenario, like adding him to this team. I don't know if that would actually be the case, but hey, man, Anthony Davis can play for Chicago. It's all good. But yeah, man, just Derrick Rose. I really do hope he finds peace of mind. As, yeah, man, looks like we might actually beat the Chicago Bulls record, or tie it at least for most wins in the season. Looks like we might tie the Golden State Warriors if we can beat the Detroit Pistons, similarly through date, and they do, guys. 73-9 the season. That team's absolutely stacked. We still got Stephen Curry playing, you know, getting MVP out there. But can you guys imagine a Bulls-Warriors finals? Can you imagine this team with Jimmy Buckets, Derrick Rose, Anthony Davis going up against Stephen Curry? Like, Steph Curry versus an MVP Derrick Rose would be absolutely crazy. Teo Dosich, Rookie of the Year. We got Chris Bosh, 6-man on the Clippers. Good for him. Andre Drummond, defensive player. Buddy Hield, most improved. Fred Hoiberg, Coach of the Year. Although I still like to see Tom Thibodeau on that team just for what he brings defensively. So you look at the All-NBA first team, you know, there's no Derrick Rose. That's fine because you still got Steph Curry and Russell Westbrook. Like, those are still 2 great point guards in the NBA. So it's like, yeah, Derrick Rose would be a top point guard. Would he be better than either of those guys? We'll just never really know, will we? All-NBA second team. Okay, now this is going to piss me off too. Okay, man, you got bitch-ass Kyle Lowry over Derrick Rose. I do like seeing Anthony Davis. Where the hell is he at, man? And then DeRozan and John Wall. It's all good. It's all good. I don't see Derrick Rose anywhere. Let's check out the player stats here real quick, see why that didn't happen. Player stats on the season. So, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, we do have a lot of scorers on this team. We got Anthony Davis at, you know, 24 points, 12 rebounds, so he would get the ball a bulk of the time anyway, being 25. Jimmy Buckets, 23 points, 6 rebounds out there, 5 assists, still being a playmaker. You know, I guess at this point, Derrick Rose, he is 29, so it's like maybe he will, like, defer a little bit to a guy like Anthony Davis and Jimmy Buckets. But at the time when you need him to score, he's going to bring it. So 18 points, you know, 5, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. The rebounding is actually really nice to see at the point guard position. Dwayne Wade, 14 points. We got Pau Gasol putting up 12. Joakim Noah again is 7 points, you know, about 10 rebounds a game and over a blocking game. I think that's about realistic. So I guess this video does tell us how good the Bulls would be now. I mean, at 29, like, that is when you're starting to sort of, man, come out of your athletic prime. So, you know, it does make sense for an athletic base player like Derrick Rose. The seasons in between, I wish I could see, like, you know, what kind of numbers he could put up. If you guys want a video on that, y'all better drop a like on this video. We'll find that out. But let's go ahead and jump these playoffs here. We do have the Orlando Magic in the first round. Well, man, y'all can get some magic done by the Bulls, man. Here we go. Simulate current round. See how this goes. 73-9 season. 4-0 right there. Okay, so Alfred Payne, yo, shout out to him, man. He's actually getting a bit of a jump shot in the NBA now. Jimmy Buckets, 22 points, 16, 3, 3, and 4 for Derrick Rose. I do like that he's not chucking up shots, and all these guys are really playing like a team out there. Even a Pau Gasol, man, That's like a near triple-double and 3 blocks for like the 37-year-old player out there. So good for him. Anthony Davis, 40 minutes, did not really shoot a lot. It's all good. Like I said, man, balance, scoring, attack. All right. This is a match. Oh, my God, guys. Can you imagine just the fights that the Cleveland Cavaliers and Chicago Bulls would have had back in the day when they had Kyrie Irving? Oh, my man. It would be so awesome to watch. Kyrie Irving against Derrick Rose. Damn, dude. Wasn't fun in this case. We beat him 4-0. Simulate current round. Or no, let's check out the player stats. I mean, okay, so Anthony Davis, 28 and 10. Jimmy Buckets, 20 points, 19. We have a 17, 8, and 6 game for Derrick Rose out there, and 8 for 16 shooting. Still going to that 3-ball, not knocking it down consistently. But, I mean, it's just like, I don't know, man. I guess you got to shoot him and make him sometimes to keep the defense honest. But here we go. LeBron James, Kevin Love versus Derrick Rose and Dwayne Wade, by the way. As far as the rest of the team goes, I mean, I guess they got Isaiah Thomas too, right? So, all right, simulate current round. And, wow, man, Chicago Bulls lost in 7 games. The 73-9 Bulls lost in 7 games to LeBron James. Derrick Rose, 7 for 18, shooting just not very consistent out there this game. Oh, man. Dude, yo, look at yo, shout out to Joe Kino with the 10 assists out there, nearly a triple-double. But, yeah, LeBron James doing LeBron James type things, 33 points, 12 rebounds. I will say this. Yes, the Bulls lost in this video, but if we're being quite honest about things, there was no way in hell, man. I love LeBron James. I think he's a GOAT. He's a GOAT, not the GOAT. He's a GOAT. But there's no way LeBron James is making it to the final 7 straight times with a guy like Derrick Rose. And this team, this Bulls team out in the Eastern Conference, it was not going to happen. But in the end of the day, man, the past is the past. The present is the present. The future is the future, man. You can only work with the cards that you are dealt. Derrick Rose, hopefully he does come back healthy and can contribute to the Cavaliers. Maybe a different team going forward. And who knows, man, maybe just be a really good bench player. Come in the games for 20 minutes a game or something like that. Do what he can out there. And at the end of the day, man, maybe potentially win an NBA championship.